What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video, I am going to show you how to defeat the Epic Boss Ultimate Ultron. Hopefully this will also help you with Ultron's regular boss battle, except of course with the whole Vision double cross thing. That part caught me off guard as well, but still I think these tips should apply, and I am nearly done with the Spec Ops task list, so I will have that regular boss battle in the finale. We'll talk a little bit more about the boss battles, Ultron himself, and every tip I can think of once we get into the battle itself. But first, to access the Epic Boss, you have to complete all of the deploys. That's going to include Nova, who costs 135 CP, if you don't already have him recruited. Next up, you're going to need Hank Pym, and he is going to cost you 200 CP. So yes, I realize this is extremely pricey. The only other option though is to skip the final task, and that will cost you 20 gold. Otherwise you must complete all deploys and all threats. Then there's going to be one more specific character that you're going to need to deploy, and that will be Squirrel Girl. She costs 90 CP. This will bring your grand total up to 425 CP just to get the Epic Ultimate Ultron to appear. But like I said, once you complete all the deploys and all the threats including the end boss, then you're going to see this dialogue. We thought we had him, but we thought wrong. Ultron still functions. It might even be stronger. It looks like the surviving Ultron Sentry units are providing additional power and repair capabilities. By the way, they will heal him, and they keep coming back, so we're going to focus on him once we get to that part. All hands on deck. Mr. Stark, do you have the Hulkbuster here? We're not busting Hulk. I can figure out my own tactics, Sparky. Thanks very much. Of course you can. You routinely face Vibranium alloyed Ultrons. I withdraw my question. I too would like to know whether the Hulkbuster armor is available. It would be useful, unless Ultron were to gain control of it. Yeah, like he did you traitor. Everybody shut up. Okay, and everybody actually does. So now onto the battle itself. In this fight you're going to be facing Ultimate Ultron and a bunch of sentries. The required team up will be with Iron Man, so you must take him into battle. That's not bad because remember he has a Unibeam, and that is a force to be reckoned with. Unibeam focus stacks are limited, but it is still a massive damage ability, especially at 3 stacks. So that's the first thing you will want to note. Use Iron Man as your primary weapon. If you really wanted to, you could even make your agent full support. He could be a protector with some buff and debuff items, maybe some healing, and stamina restoration. Or you can leave the stamina restored to items. For me, I kind of went in between and have a few buff items and then some weapons as well. My main support character is going to be Iron Fist, and he serves a few functions. Iron Fist, by the way, is the character I used in the normal boss battle with Ultron also. The reason he's so great is because he not only heals your team, he prevents debuffs. You know, these Ultron sentries are extremely annoying with their mind control for one, and a friend of the channel posted a comment and said, "Why don't you just use Iron Fist?" Right away I thought, that's an amazing idea. So I've been using them pretty much any wave that I have Ultron robots. And for that, I want to say thank you to Christian. I hope I got your name right. Okay, so Iron Fist provides prevent debuffs, and he also heals your team, plus restores stamina. And that's going to be key, especially with Iron Man. Then with my agent, I'm using the Magnetic Field Generator. And that's going to give us a shield, which will hopefully help against that one-shot damage. Also, when it breaks, it's going to give us an extra turn. Oh, and one more thing I forgot. Iron Fist will also help us with any of those counterattacks because he shuts them down with the combo breaker. Hopefully you see how valuable he is by now. However, I will give you an alternative, and it changes the strategy slightly as well. But first, let me go ahead and finish talking about my agent setup. So we're using the Field Generator, the Neurotrope for buffs and counterattacks, the Blind Justice, and that's to hopefully get my teammates to join in, followed by the Warbringer Axe. Do you need these exact items? No, not at all. You can simulate some of these effects with inventory items actually, and that's a very important thing to this strategy as well as the alternative. Feel free to use plenty of Chrono Accelerators to help you take down your opponents. Use a Tactical Strike on Iron Man, that way he can get an extra attack. That is, after using his Heartbreaker Unibeam. Use Christmas cookies and quantum elixirs for stamina, and make sure to use healing items to top up your team's health. Now with the alternate strategy, the way you can make sure you get early turns to start using items and hopefully daisy chain them together, is you can bring in Hawkeye, if you have his E-ISO that causes him to go first, or even better as far as having 2 turns and going first, Quicksilver. Now without Iron Fist you do lose quite a few things, but there are items that can heal your team, remove debuffs, like the Lost Page, and as mentioned in the comments, there's Gene Inoculation. It removes all harmful afflictions, and temporarily prevents any new harmful effects. Of course it depends on what items you have and don't have, but basically what you would do is start the combat with Quicksilver, then start using Chrono Accelerators. This can give your team tons of turns and plenty of time to take down the enemies before they even get a chance to attack. If Ultron does end up automatically getting the first turn, which I don't know because I didn't try Quicksilver, then just try to have a way to survive his first attacks, and then after that, try to make sure he doesn't get another one. For example, since Quicksilver has 2 turns, you can use his first to give a Chrono Accelerator, say to your agent, then hopefully activate that magnetic field generator to give your teams a barrier. Then on Quicksilver's other turn you could use a Chrono Accelerator or a Tactical Strike on Iron Man, and with that he can unleash 2 Unibeams. There really is more than one way to defeat Ultron, and that goes for this battle and his regular boss battle as well. However, in this epic encounter, he does get healed by his sentries, and if you take them down, he'll call them back out. So you'll want to focus all your damage on him, and try to take him down in one round. We managed to knock him out, and now we can easily knock out the sentries with a Unibeam on each. So see how handy that Tactical Strike ends up being. Plus of course Iron Man does huge damage. Oh, and I did want to mention you could feel free to use the Blaster Iron Man instead. If you do use the Tactician, then having Iron Fist to stop those counterattacks really helps. But there it is, the epic boss has been defeated, and we ended up with a decent score. Now let's go ahead and see if we have that roulette luck for the epic boss reward. I would like to get the Legion Disruption Blade, so let's see if we have that type of luck. Wow, we actually ended up getting the weapon. I can't even believe it. Just recently I said I was going to be more optimistic and see if it helped me get the weapons. And you know what? We got it. So that's going to go perfect with the Legion Transponder. It also looks like it's going to be pretty cool to use with Victor Mancha and other static charge, plus characters that can benefit from Ozone. So there it is, the Legion Disruption Blade. And that's great news because I don't have the Unstable ISO 8 to really farm those components. Speaking of Unstable ISO 8, as the ending dialogue rolls, I do want to let you know that I'm on the final task of Spec Op 26. So as soon as I get a little bit more UISO, I'll finish that and the task list. Then after that, I will make sure I post that Hulkbuster vs. Hulk epic battle, as well as the Hulk simulator. So that shouldn't be more than a day out. Make sure you tune in for that, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, good luck and take care.